Rap is crumbling, and no one wants to admit it. Let's be honest. Something feels off in hip-hop right now. You can sense it. The energy that once made the culture untouchable. It's slipping. Everywhere you look, you see chaos. Fan bases warring online. Artists fumbling careers they spent years building. And a flood of music that comes and goes. But here's the wild part. In the middle of this collapse, there's still one man carrying the entire genre on his back. One man whose every verse, every move, feels like an event. And today, we're breaking down why rap feels broken, how we got here, what went wrong with the biggest stars, and why the few remaining real artists are fighting to save the culture before it's too late. Before we get into it, support me by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. It helps more than ever. When you really step back and look at the state of rap in 2025, it feels like the genre has split clean down the middle. On one side, you have artists like Kendrick Lamar, Clips, and Tyler, the Creator, pushing boundaries, challenging the culture, and proving that artistry still matters. And on the other side, you've got the Drake side, artists relying on formulas, clout chasing, and viral antics instead of innovation. For the first time in decades, hip-hop feels unbalanced. There's no middle ground anymore. You're either elevating the art, or you're dragging it down. What's worse, we're far past the era of diss tracks and rap battles that sparked creativity. Now, the divide isn't lyrical, it's philosophical. Kendrick represents authenticity, depth, and vision. Drake and his orbit? They represent the collapse of creativity in favor of consumption. And as much as that sounds dramatic, it's the reality that fans are waking up to. Let's talk about the word that defines 2025's hip-hop scene: the fall-off. J. Cole might have predicted it years ago when he hinted that this moment was coming, the era where the industry would cannibalize itself, where rappers would trade their microphones for influencer deals and forget what made people love them in the first place. And now, we're living in it. The fall-off doesn't just mean bad albums. It means disinterest. Fans don't care like they used to. Albums drop, trend for 48 hours, and vanish. Think about it. When was the last time a mainstream rap album stayed in the conversation longer than a week, unless it came from Kendrick or Tyler? That's the sound of a culture losing its heartbeat. Let's break this collapse into 3 categories. First, artists that no one cares about anymore. Second, artists that fans used to care about but have now tuned out. Third, artists people only care about for the wrong reasons. And guess what? Most of the mainstream fits somewhere on that list. When you look around at the biggest names, Drake, Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Young Thug, Lil Wayne, Lil Durk, the results are staggering. Album after album, rollout after rollout, disappointment after disappointment. Not because these artists suddenly forgot how to make music, but because they've stopped trying. They're releasing songs like they're checking boxes. No vision, no risk, no evolution. Meanwhile, the fans notice, the industry notices, and the genre pays the price. This might be one of the worst years in modern rap history when it comes to high-profile failures. Every month, another big artist drops an album that no one remembers by the next weekend. From Drake's lukewarm comeback attempts to Wayne's uninspired Carter 6. From Travis Scott's fading mystique to Lil Baby's formula fatigue. It's like the entire upper class of hip-hop collectively ran out of soul. And yet, instead of self-reflecting, many of them are pointing fingers. Some even blame Kendrick Lamar for changing the game, as if excellence is the enemy. But let's be real. The fall of these artists isn't Kendrick's fault. It's the result of years of shortcuts, ego, and disconnection from what hip-hop truly is. It's insane when you think about it. The same artists who built careers on surface-level records are now turning around and blaming the one man still holding the genre accountable. Kendrick is exposing everything wrong with modern rap. the laziness, the recycling, the lack of care. And when that reflection becomes too painful, instead of evolving, these artists lash out. If there's one thing that defines this generation of failing rappers, it's apathy. They don't care about the rollout. They don't care about promotion. They don't even care if their music connects, as long as it charts for a week. Take Young Thug, for example. He dropped an album this year, and barely a week later, it disappeared from public consciousness. No follow-up, no engagement, no push. That's the energy across the board. A quiet shrug at your own art. But fans aren't dumb. They feel that energy. This is how hip-hop starts to fade. Not because fans move on, but because the artists did first. What's even worse is how this apathy has mutated. Instead of focusing on the music, rappers are turning themselves into clowns for attention. You see it everywhere. Online meltdowns, influencer antics, messy public drama. The rapper used to be a symbol of power, of creativity, of rebellion. Now, for many, it's a punchline. Drake went from global superstar to internet meme. Artists like Lil Pump or Blueface aren't even rappers anymore. They're reality shows. And the more this continues, the more rap loses credibility as an art form. When even legends start falling, you know something's wrong. Lil Wayne's Carter 6 should have been a victory lap, a celebration of one of hip-hop's most influential careers. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of creative burnout. Wayne didn't just drop a bad album. He dropped a reminder of how fragile legacy can be when you stop innovating. And he's not alone. Travis Scott, once known for electric performances and visionary production, now feels more like a brand than a musician. Even the biggest names can fall. And when they do, the ripple effect shakes the entire culture. So what separates the winners from the rest? One word: intentionality. Kendrick, Tyler, Clips, every lyric, every rollout, every performance feels intentional. They're not chasing attention, they're commanding it. You can hear the purpose in the production. You can feel the story behind the songs. Compare that to the dozens of throwaway tracks clogging streaming platforms every Friday. The difference is night and day. Intentionality is what turns music into moments. And without it, all you've got are background playlists. Let's give credit where it's due. When you make music with something to prove, people feel it. It's not about perfection. It's about stakes. That's why those projects resonate. Because they're built on hunger, not habit. And until more artists rediscover that hunger, rap will continue to lose its fire. So what does all of this mean for hip-hop's future? We're living in a time where the genre's reputation is hanging by a thread. Too many stars have fallen. Too few are rising. Rap used to be the heartbeat of culture. Now it's being replaced by short-form trends and influencer entertainment. If this continues, rap albums will lose all cultural weight outside of the few who still care. The big question now is, can rap recover? Can a new wave of artists rise with the same focus, authenticity, and vision that built this culture in the first place? Or are we doomed to keep watching the fall-offs pile up, each one taking another piece of the genre's soul with it? Because while it's easy to celebrate Drake's downfall or laugh at another failed rollout, the truth is darker. Every collapse leaves a void, and right now, almost no one is stepping up to fill it. There are still artists proving that rap can be revolutionary again. Kendrick's consistency, Tyler's creativity, Clips' discipline. They remind us that hip-hop still has depth, that it can still move people, that it still matters. So here's what I want to know from you. What do you think about the current state of hip-hop? Are we watching the death of a genre or the start of a renaissance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And as always, stay active.